Hey, Scruffy. Your meows are quiet tonight. So I have, let's see, the last of your smelly fish, kibble, and I got a bonus treat of chicken skin. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm bringing it out. It's some quieter tonight. But my hearing's going. Okay, get the food on the table. Glove on. Trouble getting the glove on. There it goes. Oops, Scruffy's moving. Okay, sit down. So the weather continues to be hot, but yeah, it looks like we're starting to descend. So I think there's another 2 or 3 days of the heat wave, but the past 2 days the temperature has been dropping just slightly each day. So today was supposed to be hotter than yesterday, and yesterday was supposed to be hotter than what it actually materialized to be. So today I think is actually a little bit cooler than yesterday. So tomorrow they're actually still predicting it's going to be hotter than today, but I think we're actually in a cooling trend, although it's still too hot. So, but 3 days from now, it looks like we're going to get more normal temperatures. So warm to hot, but not ridiculously hot and unbearably hot. So looking forward to that when it finally happens. But meanwhile, for the next few days, I'm probably still going to have my altered schedule. So last night after I fed Scruffy, I did go for a bike ride late in the evening, right before sunset. Yeah, it still was too hot until probably about 15 minutes before sunset, and then it was actually kind of nice. Fortunately, yeah, my route is about an hour, 15 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. So I didn't feel the coolness until after I was basically leaving the park, which is basically, it's a downhill ride. So going to the park is all uphill, and then leaving the park is all downhill. So I'd much prefer getting cooler temperatures before leaving the park, because that's when you kind of need it. So when we're climbing uphill, kind of want the relief of the cooler weather, but I didn't get that. Not even in the shade. Even the shade was hot. But it was actually a nice ride. I'm glad I went out. So I encountered another family of deer again. So I think a mama deer and 2 kind of baby deer. So you're trying to cross the trail. I was in a section of the trail where it was paved, but actually no, I take that back. I think it was not a paved trail, it was a dirt trail. It was one of the wider ones, so the deer had plenty of space to avoid me. So I gave them a wide berth. But yeah, the baby deer were very nervous around me, so they were kind of running to the edge of the cliff to get as much distance as from me as possible. So today, I mentioned I needed to cook a new batch of soup, and so I've been doing that all day. So I did most of the prep work yesterday, but today was mostly just tending to the stove, stirring it, trying to not scorch the pot. I've had problems with scorching the past couple times. So I'm stirring it a little more just to try to be preemptive, defensive about the scorching. And then I've been cooking it on very low heat, so I'm using the smallest burner. And for much of the cooking time, I used the lowest setting. But I think it's actually too low, so it's been cooking all day. I started early in the morning, and it took a really long time to get it up to temperature. And then I was actually adding more things through the day, and some of the things are frozen vegetables. And so the problem is every time I add a new frozen vegetable, it brings down the temperature, and I'm going to get it back up to temperature again, which takes a really long time. Yeah, it's right in the glove. So I added the last of the vegetables maybe 45 minutes ago. So I put in the frozen broccoli last, because that cooks the fastest, and it can get overdone. Grabbed it again. So I'm almost done, but I'm trying to get it back up to temperature, and I turned up the stove a little bit just to, Scruffy's green. So I gave him a flea pill, a week ago. So it didn't seem to do much good. So anyway, I turned up the stove while I was in the kitchen preparing Scruffy's dinner, and I turned it down a little bit, but it's so while I'm out here, but it's actually still higher than the lowest setting. So I'm hoping that by the time I go back in, it will be back up to the proper temperature, and then they'll basically be done. And I'm thinking if I'm done, then I can maybe sneak out for a walk. I'm not going to do a run today, but I'm not going to do a bike ride either. I'm thinking I've been trapped all day, so it might be nice to do at least a walk while the soup cools. So I think Scruffy's about ready for food. Okay, let's get your food. So extra food tonight because of the chicken skin. So it'll take a little longer to eat, probably. I hope he doesn't throw up. I think one time, not that long ago, He, I think, gagged on the chicken skin. I think cut it in small enough pieces and he was inhaling it. So I tried to cut him in slightly smaller pieces this time. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't see Scruffy on the table today. Actually, I didn't see him until lunch. So when I came out for lunch, I looked out the window. I didn't see him, and then when I opened the blinds, he was sleeping in this part of the deck with, about where he's eating. So yeah, he was too close to the window for me to see him. So I ended up waking him up, I think. Actually, no, he might have saw me, so he might have been up. So I came out and I tried to put down his water without scaring him and making him move. I was hoping to be able to put down his water without him moving. So I'd so I'd like to be able to get him used to me with getting close to him without him having to retreat. So I stretched as far as I could to put down the water bowl. So I was trying to keep as much distance as I could while still being able to get the water bowl down onto the plate. But yeah, he ended up moving. So so he retreated, and then I think I ended up playing the waiting game. So I figured, well, if he retreated, and I'm still kind of relatively far from the plate since I was stretching as far as I could to get the bowl down. I thought, well, try to compromise, see if he comes back and. Drinks the water. I did chill the water today. And so eventually, yeah, he did come to the water, so I tried to hold my ground. I think I was swaying a little bit, so he was extra nervous. But eventually he drank the water, and I just sat there, and then after, I think he was about halfway through, he usually stops about halfway, and then he retreats, and then I have to leave, and he'll come back and drink the second half of his drink. So that's what I did. So I let him drink the first half. He retreated. I went back in, and then he came back once I was inside and resumed his drink. And I think he's eating pretty fast tonight. And I glance at the bowl. It looks like he's already cleaned a good chunk of it. Still a lot of food under the balls, but it's making a lot of progress tonight. So I think, I'm later than last night. So last night I was probably about a half hour earlier than tonight. So Scruffy was awake. So when I looked out the window, he was waiting for dinner. Yesterday I woke him up. He wasn't expecting me to bring dinner that early. So anyway, I decided to tinker with the soup recipe. So my original recipe was actually a tinker to begin with. It was loosely based on a different recipe that my mother had, and then I've been experimenting with it, trying to find the combination of making it really suitable for a diet at the same time making it edible. So it's, yeah, pretty bland. It's not great. So I'm starting to tinker with it to try to give it a little more flavor. So the major thing is, yeah, I'm putting in tomato paste and a significant quantity of it, trying to give it more of a punch. Because I was just using tomato sauce, and because I dilute the soup so much, it wasn't carrying a lot of flavor. So yeah, I put in half a pack of tomato paste in. So I'll find out tonight if it worked. I did take a taste of it, and it's definitely a lot more potent. So I'm optimistic it's going to be at least tastier. And I also did decide to put in some olive oil. I actually experimented it last night with my last bowl of soup from my previous batch. I put a little olive oil in there, and it didn't ruin it. In some respects, I think it actually did kind of give it a little nice bit of flavor. So I'm gonna try the olive. So I tried the olive oil. Let's see how that goes. But yeah, it's the tomato paste I put in. It's, for the moment, it's not as strong as I thought it would be. So next time, after I eat it, I'll probably have a better judge. But next time around, yeah, I might still be open to the idea of buying those giant 100-ounce cans of tomato paste and actually using it. The question will be whether do I use a whole one or do I use just a half. If I only use a half, then I gotta freeze the rest. The other option is I could just remove the tomato sauce entirely and dump the entire can of tomato paste in there, which I was originally thinking of doing. Since I dilute the soup so much. I might actually be able to get away with a full can. But I'm actually eager to try it tonight. So. But yeah, I think I want to try to go for a walk if I can get that soup done when I go in. So give it a nice cool down time as I'm away on my walk. But yeah, if it's not up to temperature yet, then I'll have to babysit it more. I don't want to leave the house with the stove on. Oh yeah, a few days ago on my run, I did see the friendly cat again. Fortunately, I didn't bring my camera. So fortunately, yeah, the friendly cat didn't approach me. He's hanging out in the middle of the street, so he's just sitting there, and then he moved. I think Scruffy's done. And then he went into somebody's garden. He saw me, but yeah, I think he felt like he wanted to go into the garden more than be pet by me. At least for tonight, or that night. But yeah, that friendly cat might be a little too friendly if he's just sitting out in the middle of the street. And get run over by a car, moving the balls. So, a few pieces of kibble left. But yeah, the bowl looks pretty clean otherwise. So yeah, the smelly fish gravy, I guess, makes it real easy to clean. Unlike the pâtés, which stick to the bowl. I think Scruffy has trouble with that. So if I cooked more meat, I probably could like save the grease. You know, put it on the put it at the bottom of the bowl, so Scruffy gets a little extra treat and gets it easy to clean the bowl, since the food won't stick to the bowl as much if there's grease in there. But yeah, so having been eating meat that much, yeah, not really an option. So let's see, a piece of kibble and 2 big crumbs. Oh, Scruffy's leaving. I'm not gonna hang out tonight. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.